Nintendo Switch 2? More like Nintendo Switch who cares, because we got Donkey Kong, baby. What's the point of even being a Nintendo fan if you can't spend $60 on a 15-year-old game you already own twice? Switch 2's whatever, but I'm just saying, I'd know what I'd rather spend my attention on this fine Gorilla Thursdays. Yo, hold up, Switch 2 got gorillas though? Fortnite inspired me to listen to Hatsune Miku for the first time, and not gonna lie, I was not expecting her to be this much of a threat. Like, I didn't know anything about her, and I always assumed that she was this sort of like fun, happy-go-lucky, kinda stupid like pop star, but like, nah, she's like kinda eerie and a little untrustworthy to be honest. Like girls saying stuff like she's hiding in my Wi-Fi, all I wanted to do is follow you, play me, break me, you can do anything you want, walk through the fire straight to me. Like, girl, you were one bad day away from becoming Ultron. You were not happy. I don't know, maybe it's just because the version of the music video that I found had this weird like Freddy Five Night office ass fucking music video. But I don't know. If I knew that Miku had this weird, like, eerie, kind of evil robot vibe going on, maybe I would have listened to her sooner. I don't know. It's kind of a vibe. I'm just saying, it's kind of neat. Can we just talk about how funny the marketing for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD has been? Like, despite all the Switch 2 speculation, Nintendo was just doing post after post after post after post of Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong. Then the day Donkey Kong comes out, Nintendo drops the like smallest Switch 2 trailer they could possibly do, and then immediately it's right back to nothing but Donkey Kong. And even then, with the Switch 2 trailer, the most notable thing that everyone's been talking about is the redesign for Donkey Kong. It's like no matter what they do, they just can't help themselves but focus on Donkey Kong. And honestly, as like the biggest Donkey Kong fan to ever exist, fight me, I'm loving it. It's so funny. It's so funny. Fantastic Four issue 15 by Ryan North and Ivan Fiorelli is one of the smartest and best comic books I've read in a long time. Because the book starts out by explaining the China brain thought experiment, which is basically a thought experiment which asks if everyone in China was to simulate the action of a single neuron in the brain, would this arrangement have a mind or a consciousness? This exact thing then comes to pass as the AI from the previous issue, Metamind, comes alive in everyone's phones and starts causing problems for the Fantastic Four. Now at this point, I thought I knew exactly where the issue was going, you know, evil AI taking over the world, but I was so wrong. This issue is absolutely incredible. At its core, it's a deconstruction of what it means to be alive. We learn to hate Metamind, we learn to love Metamind, we learn to mourn Metamind. We get to see as Metamind learns what it's like to be alive and what it's like to not be anymore. We get to see the birth of a new form of life and the tragedy that happens when it goes away. It's just, please buy this comic book. It's so good. It's one of the best things I've read in a long time. I don't want to give too much more away, so just please take my word on it. It's on Kindle. You can go to your local comic book shop and find it. It's worth your time and money. Trust me. William Afton is a freaking idiot. Okay, so let's think about it. What's his plan? Right? So his plan basically is to get a bunch of little people and like put them into the robot outfits, right? Okay. Simple enough. So how does he intend to lure all these people in so that he can put them into the robots? He lures them in with pizza. Oh, hey, Mr. Afton, you know what happens when you eat a bunch of pizza? You get fat. And you know what happens when you get fat? When you're fat, you don't fit into the robot chicken outfit anymore. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, this idiot is the architect of his own destruction. Like, he's out here handing out freaking Freddy Faz pizzas, like, every single day, without even realizing that that's gonna make his entire side hustle not even work! Truly, this is the dumbest person in all of video games, and really the biggest plot hole of all time. I mean, honestly, this is really the worst thing to ever happen in the world. I'm just saying, this is the worst thing to ever happen ever. Guys, it's Gorilla Thursdays. Did you know that there are 2 species of gorilla? Okay, actually there's really like 4 species of gorilla, but well, let me get into it. Okay, so basically the gorilla genus is split into 2. Eastern gorillas, which live in Central Africa, and Western gorillas, which, get this, live in Western Africa. But each of those has 2 subspecies. The Eastern gorilla has the mountain gorilla and the Eastern lowland gorilla, and the Western gorilla has the Western lowland gorilla and the cross river gorilla. By the way, if you've ever heard that the gorilla is scientifically called gorilla, that's specifically referring to the Western lowland gorilla. Now, why it's called this? Well, that's a story for another day. But for now, at least you know how many different types of gorillas there are, so you won't seem stupid at bar trivia. Moon pies are the tastiest snack you could possibly eat with your mouth. Yeah, we're talking about this tonight. They're just so freaking tasty. I mean, you can make them in so many different ways. You can have them raw, you can cook them in the microwave. They come in like a million different flavors. There's like chocolate, there's banana. Those are my two favorites. There's like a vanilla one that's pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I got a hookup. I got a guy who'll get me like 4 boxes of moon pies for $5. It's crazy. The value of a moon pie is absolutely outstanding. There's so many different sizes. There's miniature. There's like a double decker. It's the ideal snack. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfection. It's the greatest thing you could possibly eat, and I will not be taking no for an answer. I am Rocket Racing's strongest soldier. Look, I know it's like the least popular epic Fortnite mode by a lot, and yeah, I know some of the track designs have way too much nacho cheese sauce poured all over them, but I don't know, it's just really fun, you know, I just like it. Now, I'm sure a lot of my interest from the mode comes from the fact that I work 50 hours a week and getting the 3 dailies in Rocket Racing takes like 10 minutes. And it also doesn't hurt that Chapter 6 Season 1 is so freaking stale right now. The tracks are fun, the controls are fun, the vehicles all look really cool, I like all the free cosmetics you can get. I play it every day, and every day I look forward to playing it, and I just enjoy it, and honestly, I'm tired of being ashamed of who I am. I like Rocket Racing, and I don't care who judges me for it. Golf games are objectively the greatest genre of video games. I mean, they're all bangers. Party game golfers, bangers. Simulation golfers, bangers. Cartoony golfing, bangers. Indie golfing, bangers. I mean, one of the greatest selling games of all time was just like a motion-controlled golf game. That also had 4 other sports, but who cares about those? I mean, everyone was really just there for the golf, right? Hell, every time me and my friends hang out on Discord, the one game we always come back to is that one built-in golf game, and every single time, it is a riot. It is just the greatest thing of all time. So next time you're at a party and someone suggests playing a video game, make sure they put down the Mario Kart and pick up the Mario Golf. You'll be the absolute hero of the party, I promise you. Ranking Donkey Kong Country Returns HD worlds based purely on the vibes. Number 9, Volcano. I don't hate it, but something had to be last place, you know? Still pretty cool though. Number 8, Golden Temple. The temple itself is a vibe, but the floating strawberries? Not so much. Number 7, Cave. The caves themselves are cool as hell, but it's almost impossible to vibe out with all the rocket barrels and minecarts everywhere. Number 6, Factory. The cool factor is definitely there with the rocket ship and the chicken in the mech suit, but it's not really a place to vibe out, you know? Number 5, Cliff. What can I say? I'm a sucker for being way up high on top of massive mountains. Number 4, Ruins. I can't get enough of how the thick foliage mixes with the damp temples. I love it, love it, love it. Number 3, Jungle. Sunset Shore. Need I say more? Number 2, Beach. The beach and the pirate ships are already a vibe, but then you add spooky vibes with Stormy Shore and Tidal Terror. I mean, incredible. Just mwah. Number 1, Forests. It's everything you could want and more. You get the thick jungle canopy. You get the really cool mushrooms. You get the freaking spooky spiders. I mean, it's literally, you could not get better than this. Absolute perfection. 10 out of 10. Would vibe here every single day. Guys, it's Gorilla Thursdays. Where the heck does the term Kong come from? We've all heard gorillas referred to as Kongs in pop culture media, but like, why? Now, the word Kong goes back to this guy named Marion C. Cooper. You see, Cooper one day was reading this book called Dragon Lizards of Kimono, and in that book, it refers to the kimono dragon as the King of Kimono. And C. Cooper, he loved that name. He thought it had that pop, that sizzle. C. Cooper had this fixation with words that started with the letter K. He just loved them. He thought they had just this great sound to them. So when it came time for him to write a story about a giant gorilla, he decided to name it Kong. Now, the reason he picked the word Kong specifically probably has to do with the fact that gorillas live in the Congo, though the specific origins of that are a little bit fuzzy. But regardless, the main reason the word Kong exists at all is because this guy thought words with the letter K were just really cool. I hate .webp so freaking much it's going to make me erupt. Look, I'm not a hateful guy, and I'm sure it's a perfectly fine file format with like a great personality, but just nothing in the world can freaking open it. Making all these videos requires me to get a bunch of images to put into my video editor, and my video editor, like any normal program, doesn't accept .webp files. Now, this is usually fine if this isn't a transparent image, because I can just grab the snip tool and make a screenshot, but if it's a transparent image, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna punch WebP and no one's gonna stop me.